A couple other things I want to get to. Chase Young is a free agent at the end of the year. Brandon Aiyuk is a free agent at the end of the year. I know we're all focused on Philly, but let's just give ourselves, since we can do whatever we want on this show, let's look down the road. Super Bowl win, Super Bowl loss, one of these things is going to happen. The Niners are either going to the bowl or they're not. They're either going to win it or they're not. Either way, they're going to have an offseason with decisions coming up. If it came down to you can have Chase Young back but no Aiyuk, or Aiyuk back but no Chase Young, what direction are you going?
BA all day, not even thinking twice about it. I ain't fooled by Chase Young. He's getting the A on the group project. All right, so he's coming in here. You played with all those first round guys in Washington, and on top of it, we would take on another guy who we have to pay crazy money. And pass rushers, in my opinion, are kind of starting to become like how running backs are. I think like pass rushers are being a little bit oversaturated. And that's one of the reasons why we have Chase Young not even done with his rookie deal. And he's already been traded for a 3rd round pick to come to us in midseason, right? Like every year, we always have these conversations. What are we going to do about a pass rusher? What are we going to do about a pass rusher? And for as many options as we have and scenarios that we have on the table with pass rushers, nobody's ever saying that we don't have any, like they're not around. Dude, these guys are like laying around all the way up into the season. Pass rushers are just waiting to be picked up, right?
Saints just picked up Jason Pierre-Paul.
Right. They're just oversaturated laying around. And that's the thing about having pass rushes is that they're like exotic cars and you want them. They're nice. Everybody wants to drive a Lamborghini. Everybody wants to drive a Rolls Royce until you have to go get that $2,500 oil change. And then you're willing to leave that shit on the side of the road and go get your Tahoe because you're saying to yourself, this is nice to have, but it ain't practical on a day-to-day basis.
People don't even realize how impractical those cars really are. So
Yes.
My old broadcast partner drove a Bentley, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he bought it or leased it or whatever he did with it, and he got a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got a ticket because he had no front license plate. So he brought it back to the dealership, and he's like, "Hey, I just noticed that there's no spot on the grill for the front license plate.
For the license plate, yeah.
What am I supposed to do with that?" And you know what the guy at the Bentley dealership told him?
You got to pay a fine.
You're supposed to pay the tickets.
Yeah.
You got to
pay it.
The look, there is no spot for a front license plate, and it's against the law to not have a front license plate. So basically, if you drive a Bentley, you just have to have enough money to be able to pay
it off.
Keep paying the tickets.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that is incredible. That is awesome.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I don't want us to get caught up on why Chase is here. Chase is here for depth, okay? Chase is also here to help spell our defensive line, all right? Chase and Randy Gregory, they're awesome additions, but the facts is that before them, our defensive line, it wasn't that our defensive line wasn't getting pressure. We were still leading the league in pressures. We weren't getting home because the guys were playing 50-plus snaps a game. Now, they've cut that in half down to damn near 30-plus snaps a game, which is why these guys are getting home, because we have depth, requisite depth, right? We're not having bad players follow our very good players.
And Niners are playing complementary football.
They have stamina. Right? They're not as tired. They can actually go full tilt all the time. And that's what our defensive line was last year. In the years before, when our defense was number one in the league, where we would see our entire starting defensive line resting on the sideline as we have backups come in to spell them. That's a luxury. That's not how football really works all the time. Usually, your number one guys, they're playing all damn game. We don't have to do that. For me, we can still get that done without selling the farm to get a guy like Chase Young. Where BA is, in my opinion, is Brandon Aiyuk is just scratching the surface. Okay, he is just scratching the surface on the type of player he can be for us. And truthfully, he surpassed Deebo Samuel as the number one receiver in this offense, right? He is the guy, as far as I'm concerned, with being the number one pass catcher and receiver on this team, and we got to pay him. Not only do we got to pay him, is I'd much rather see whoever the fuck pass rusher somewhere signed that we could just go pick up another one anywhere, right? And go get a guy versus seeing Brandon Aiyuk in Houston. catching balls from CJ Stroud. Do you really have a stomach for that? Because they're looking.
Yeah, and Aiyuk, I would
They're
go with
looking.
Aiyuk. I agree. I'd go with Aiyuk. I'd go with
Yeah.
Aiyuk. Chris Asomo says I'm more interested in re-signing Chase Young before Aiyuk. To be honest, Niners. I would like Ronnie Bell to get some more opportunities. He looks good. Ronnie Bell is nice. Don't get me wrong. I like Ronnie Bell,
He's a
but
piece.
yeah, he's an NFL player, but he's not Aiyuk. Aiyuk
Mm-mm.
has got long arms. Aiyuk's 6'1", plays 6'4". Ayuk's faster. Ayuk's got longer arms, a
And he
bigger
can
catch
run
radius.
routes.
He's a route runner. He's durable. He runs across the middle with total conviction. Ronnie Bell, I think, couldn't take the kind of violent hits that Aiyuk can take and hold on. I
And
like Ronnie Bell.
Then on top of it, what's the number one thing that Brandon Aiyuk definitely doesn't get enough credit for, but he was for sure in the doghouse about when he first started his career? He's a tremendous blocker. That's something that really helps us in proof of concept when we're trying to run the ball, right? That's one of the things why Brandon Aiyuk is so special, is because, in my opinion, you've got a high-flying receiver that wants to be a number one guy, but he's doing it in an offense that does not facilitate him at all. He is completely in service of this offense, right? Because we start with running the ball,
I
and
love
he's a
him because
willing blocker.
I don't think you can knock him out. I mean, like
Yeah,
Devontae Smith is great, but if Jair Brown, he goes across the middle and Jair Brown hits him just right, he's
it's
coming
over.
out.
Yeah,
Aiyuk is not. You're not knocking out Aiyuk. You're not knocking out Debo. You're really not knocking out Kittle. I mean, that if you say what makes the Niners offense have teeth, it's the fact that none of their receivers really can you knock them out. They're just physical and they look for contact. By the way, how great was the Juwan Jennings one catch for 7 yards where he beat four guys for a first down?
that was nice.
Juwan, that's all desire, man. All desire.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing about Juwan. That's how he makes his money, right? He needs those plays. That's where we were trying to look for that type of effort from him in the beginning, in the former part of the season. That's why I was on top of him, no homo, where I was saying like, "Yo, he's not having a good season," right? Because when you have a guy that runs a 4.7, okay, and he isn't the twitchiest guy, my man, you better be blocking your ass up. You better be breaking every tackle imaginable. Man, you better be pouring water for the coaches. You better be painting the helmets. You better be doing everything. All right. And that's the reason. It's almost like, remember, I know you've seen Rudy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Remember the scene in Rudy?
Though I heard that guy, I got Notre Dame contacts who say that guy was a gigantic pain in the ass.
But look, for context though, do you remember the scene in Rudy where he finally makes the team? And when he makes the team, what does the coach say to him? If you lighten up one iota,
you're gone.
You're gone. Because that right there let Rudy know that I'm not here because of my talent. I'm not here because they like me. I'm not here because I dance well. I'm not here because of the shit I talk. I'm literally here because of 1000% my effort. That's it. I'm not even here because I'm good. I'm here because I won't quit. And that's the type of attitude that you have to have with the Juwan Jennings, right? That's the type of attitude that you have to have with a Drake Jackson. Like, yo, my man, for what it's worth, you ain't even really tipping the scales on the talent side of the game. Man, we got you here for effort. You can't afford to be lightening up. Not you. All right. So that's what we want to see out of Juwan Jennings, and I feel like we've been seeing it.
I think Drake's got more there. I know there's a lot of people that are saying he's done with the Niners or they're done with him. I think that it's a technique-rich position, and he's just a young guy who's going to get it and going to get stronger. I wouldn't give up on Drake just yet. I know there are a lot of people that already have. And there's a lot of people that feel like he'll never play another snap in a Niner uniform. I'm just not amongst that group. I think he's still a developmental player who's getting better. He didn't play a lot of college ball, and I just think that you're going to see a better player as time goes on than what we've seen thus far from Drake.